While the world's elite bankers and economists stare at their sophisticated models, one man watches them with a look of pure disdain. Nassim Nicholas Taleb. To him, these experts are not leaders. They are fragilistas, people who build systems that look stable but are destined to shatter at the first sign of trouble. Taleb doesn't try to predict the future. Instead, he focuses on what no one sees coming: the Black Swan. A black swan is an event so rare, so impactful, and so unpredictable that it changes the course of history in a single heartbeat. In 2026, as the everything bubble finally bursts, we are not just witnessing a market crash. We are witnessing the ultimate failure of a fragile world built on debt and overconfidence. Taleb warned us that the more we try to control volatility, the more explosive the eruption becomes. Now, the eruption has arrived. The central problem of our modern world, according to Taleb, is the fragilista. These are the bureaucrats and Ivy League economists who believe they can eliminate risk through complex equations. They view the market as a machine that can be fixed with a manual. But Taleb knows the truth. The market is a wild animal. By trying to smooth out every small bump in the economy, the fragilistas have only suppressed the natural volatility that keeps systems healthy. Imagine a forest where every small fire is immediately extinguished. The deadwood builds up, year after year, hidden from view. To the casual observer, the forest looks safer than ever. But beneath the surface, a massive, uncontrollable inferno is being prepared. In 2026, we are reaching the point of maximum accumulation. The fragilistas have run out of water. To understand the 2026 reset, we must understand the turkey problem. Imagine a turkey being fed by a farmer every day for 1,000 days. Every single day, the turkey's statistical model confirms that the farmer is its best friend. Its confidence grows as the data accumulates. Then comes the 1,001st day, Thanksgiving. For the turkey, this is a black swan, a complete surprise that ends its world. But for the farmer, it was never a surprise. The global middle class is the turkey. For decades, we've been told that index funds only go up and that the system is stable. Our 1,000 days of feeding are coming to an end. We are being conditioned to feel safest right before the moment of maximum danger. In 2026, the farmer is coming for the harvest. Why does the system keep failing us? Taleb points to a fatal lack of skin in the game. In the ancient world, if a bridge collapsed, the architect was executed. They had a physical, personal stake in the safety of their creation. Today, the people who manage our money and lead our nations have no downside when they are wrong. If the economy crashes in 2026, the bankers keep their bonuses while you lose everything. This asymmetry is a curse. When the decision-makers don't suffer from their own mistakes, they become reckless. They build a world of intellectuals yet idiots, people who are highly educated but have no contact with reality. They have optimized the world for their own comfort while shifting all the risk onto your shoulders. The 2026 reset is the moment of accountability. We live in an era of big data, yet we are more blind than ever. Taleb argues that more information doesn't lead to more clarity, it leads to more noise. The more data we consume, the more we see patterns that don't exist. We confuse luck with skill and propaganda with truth. In the lead up to 2026, the noise is becoming deafening. The media and the markets are shouting at us to look at the GDP and the AI hype. But these are just distractions. They are fooled by randomness. Real risk doesn't hide in the numbers everyone is watching. It hides in the tail ends of the distribution, the events that are supposed to be impossible. The 2026 crash is a mathematical inevitability for any system that ignores the outliers. A single failure will trigger a global domino effect. Most people think the opposite of fragile is robust or strong, but they are wrong. If you drop a glass, it breaks. It is fragile. If you drop a rock, it stays the same. It is robust. But what do you call something that gets stronger when you drop it? Taleb coined the term antifragile. The human body is antifragile. It needs stress to build an immune system. Evolution is antifragile. It thrives on chaos to create better life forms. The tragedy of 2026 is that we have made our economy hyperfragile. By protecting the weak parts and bailing out the losers, we have prevented the natural selection that a healthy market requires. We have created a monster that cannot handle even a minor shock. To survive the reset, you must learn to become anti-fragile, to benefit from chaos. Why is 2026 the specific point of impact? Taleb's logic suggests a convergence of nonlinear risks. Nonlinearity means that a small change in a variable doesn't produce a small result. It produces a 1,000% explosion. We are seeing this in the global debt cycle. For years, adding more debt seemed to have no consequence. But debt is a nonlinear trap. There is a threshold of pain where the system can no longer mask the rot. In 2026, the burden of interest payments, the collapse of social trust, and the rapid integration of AI will all hit that threshold at once. It is a perfect storm of black swans. Each event alone might be manageable, but their combination creates a catastrophic feedback loop. The Fragilistas will try to print more money, but the system has lost its ability to heal itself. How does one survive a world defined by black swans? Taleb's solution is the barbell strategy. Most people take a middle-of-the-road risk like a standard 60-40 portfolio. Taleb calls this the most dangerous place to be. In a crash, everything in the middle disappears. Instead, you must play both extremes. You put 90% of your resources in the safest things on earth: cash, gold, land, and self-reliance. Things that cannot go to zero. Then, you take the remaining 10% and place it on highly aggressive, high-upside bets, the things that will explode in value if the world changes. This way, you are protected from the downside, but you have a massive advantage if chaos erupts. You build a ship that is unsinkable but has sails ready for a hurricane. This is how you win the 2026 reset. The 2026 reset will be a slaughterhouse for middlemen. Taleb has long criticized the experts who sit in air-conditioned offices, extracting fees without providing real value. This includes consultants, fund managers, and administrators who add layers of complexity to our lives. As the system breaks, these empty suits will be the first to be exposed. They are the ultimate fragilistas, parasites on a healthy body that have grown too large for the host to support. The new era will belong to the doers, those who have skin in the game and produce tangible results. The plumber, the farmer, the local engineer, these people are Lindy. They have stood the test of time and will survive. The 2026 reset is a brutal but necessary cleaning of the parasitic layers that have suffocated us. How do you know what will survive the 2026 reset? Taleb points to the Lindy Effect. It states that for things like ideas or technologies, the longer they have already survived, the longer they are likely to survive in the future. A book that has been in print for 50 years will likely last another 50. A new app might be gone in a month. When you look at your life, ask yourself, is this Lindy? Gold is Lindy. It has been money for 5,000 years. Crypto is not Lindy. Physical books are Lindy. Central bank digital currencies are not. In a time of chaos, the new and shiny are the first things to break. To survive 2026, you must anchor yourself to the ancient. Trust the things that your ancestors would recognize. If it hasn't stood the test of time, don't bet your life on it. For Taleb, the coming debt crisis is more than an economic event. It is a moral failure. Debt is a way of borrowing from the future to pay for the arrogance of the present. We have stolen the prosperity of our grandchildren to maintain an illusion of growth today. This is the ultimate no skin in the game behavior. We enjoy the banquet, but we leave the bill for generations that haven't even been born. In 2026, the future finally says no. The math of compound interest is a law of nature, and nature cannot be cheated forever. The reset is the moment of cosmic justice. It is painful, yes, but it is the only way to restore balance. We cannot have a healthy society built on lies. The collapse is the process of truth returning. We must stop fearing the 2026 reset and start seeing it for what it truly is, a necessary forest fire. In nature, Fire is not a tragedy. It is a renewal. It clears away the rot, kills the parasites, and returns nutrients to the soil so that new, stronger life can grow. Our current financial system is a forest that has gone too long without a fire. It is choked with zombie companies, useless debt, and incompetent leaders. The crash will be terrifying for those who have built their lives on the dead wood of the old system. But for the anti-fragile, it is the greatest opportunity in history. It is the moment when the ground is cleared for an honest world. The 2026 reset is the return of the real after decades of the fake. While nations and corporations fracture under the weight of their own complexity, the individual can remain resilient. Taleb's philosophy is a call to localism. The smaller the unit, the more anti-fragile it is. A giant ship is easy to sink. A small boat is agile and survives the storm. In 2026, the massive, centralized systems will be the most vulnerable. Your strength will come from your local community, your physical skills, and your personal relationships. These are things that cannot be inflated away. While the globalists panic over the collapse of their spreadsheets, the man with a garden and a trusted neighbor is the king of the new era. The reset is forcing us back to the human scale, back to a reality where our actions actually matter and our word is our bond. The experts will spend all of 2026 trying to predict the exact day of the crash. They will fail. Taleb's message is simple: stop predicting. Start preparing. Prediction is for the fragile. Preparation is for the anti-fragile. You don't need to know when the Black Swan will fly. You only need to know that the environment is ready for one. Preparing means reducing your dependencies. It means getting out of the middle and moving to the barbell. It means embracing the Lindy Effect and developing skills that have been useful for 1,000 years. The 2026 reset will punish the arrogant who thought they could outsmart the chaos. But it will reward the humble who respected the volatility of the world and built their lives accordingly. Who will you be when it happens? As the clock ticks toward the great reset of 2026, the world remains divided between the sleepers and the awakened. The sleepers are still watching the noise and trusting the Fragilistas. But there is no normal to return to. The normal was the illusion. Nassim Taleb has shown us that the storm is not the enemy. It is the teacher. It reveals the truth. The Black Swan is already in the air. You can hear the beat of its wings in the whispers of the elite. Do not fear the chaos. Embrace it. Use it to burn away your own fragilities. Build your life on the bedrock of the Lindy Effect and the courage to have skin in the game. The old world is ending, and a new reality is being born. Stay awake. Stay anti-fragile. The wind extinguishes a candle, but it fans a fire. Be the fire.